I'm here at the 7th Global Dairy Congress in Lucerne with Geoff Babidge of A2 Corporation. Geoff, we've just seen a fascinating presentation on A2 milk. Please explain, what is A2 milk?
Yes, Bill. Well, look, A2 milk is it's natural milk that is sourced from dairy cows who produce milk with only the A2 type of beta-casein protein. And in fact, up until about 5,000 years ago, all dairy cows in Western herds produced milk with only that form of beta-casein protein.
So, and I wasn't going to ask this question, but why the change in evolutionary terms? How did cows start producing something different?
Well, look, if I knew that answer, I'd be able to answer you that question. But all I can say is through natural ongoing breeding and the genetics of cows changed, and the protein, a different form of protein, was derived out of A2, which is called A1, and that now is the predominant protein in many cows, many dairy cows producing milk in Western countries.
So what proportion of cows naturally are A2 cows?
Well, it's interesting that in many markets, it's probably something like 25% of dairy herds are still producing, the cows are producing only with the A2 beta-casein protein. And we, of course, therefore say that protein is the original milk protein. So we've got the opportunity to identify those cows through a genetic test, and in fact, therefore, as a result of that, arrange with the farmers to segregate, develop herds, and we can then collect the milk separately and process it separately and market it separately as A2 milk.
So for the consumer, what are the potential or perceived added benefits of A2?
What we're finding is that in many Western markets, I beg your pardon, approximately 1 in 4 consumers say they have an issue with dairy intolerance, dairy sensitivity. They can't drink dairy, so they go to dairy alternatives, or they naturally say, I'm lactose intolerant. What we're finding is that probably more likely only 5% of those consumers could be truly diagnosed as lactose intolerant. And what we're seeing in the markets in which we are expanding, many consumers can very comfortably consume A2 milk and digest it very comfortably, whereas they seem to have problems with standard milk, which is a combination of both the A1 and A2 protein.
Okay, so it's liquid milk only. Is there a potential for A2, the idea behind this, into other product categories within dairy?
Well, we've been building the business for the last 7 years very successfully in Australia based on liquid milk. We do have a small yogurt business as well in Australia. We've developed over the last 18 months an infant formula product based purely on the A2 beta-casein protein, and we produced the first production run of that in April of this year. So at this stage we're involved in liquid milk, in a small way in yogurt and in infant formula. But this proposition can relate to any form of dairy product, and yogurts, as I mentioned, long life milk, cheese, are all products which have significant potential for the A2 milk proposition.
Okay, so currently in Australia and I believe now in the UK as well, what are the other plans, what are the next steps for A2?
Well, we've only just recently launched in the UK a very exciting project in conjunction with the very major company Robert Wiseman Dairies, which is now part of the Mueller Dairy Group. We put in place that arrangement with Wiseman 2 years ago. We've been in the market only 6 months, and we're slowly progressing, building the sales, building the distribution, and that's a very important initiative for us, and one that we're going to support and develop over time. So that's a key priority. Continuing to support the development of the business in Australia is very important, but also now our initiative of infant formula fully packaged, sourced from New Zealand and being sold into China, is the third major strategic initiative that we're looking at. But in addition, I'd like to think in the next 12 months there's another product or market opportunity that we could identify in association with partners to move forward in. And North America is clearly an opportunity. It's a large market, it's a large dairy market. Both the US and Canada are interesting prospects for us.
An interesting story and a real marketing success. Please keep us up to date with all your developments. Thanks, Geoff.
Thank you very much. Thanks for the time.